Hey y'all, it's your girl Lady Mahogany, and right now I'm at West Elm, located on Drayton Street in the city of Savannah, Georgia, which is one of the top furniture stores here in the city of Savannah. Now they have everything from amazing fur throws to if you want to spice up your dinner table with some nice accents. But we're here to talk about today's first guest. This is our first show, and it would only be befitting if we brought on a legend in the industry and also my best friend. You guys, our first guest is none other than Cabine. You all know him as the big dog of E93. So get ready, because I'm about to bring a whole new flavor. Life for me ain't been no crystal stair. I'm a little black girl, born and raised in Savannah, Georgia, out of a small community called Woodville. I grew up on a half-paved, half-dirt road, but I always had big dreams. I worked hard and made it into the entertainment industry. From the late 90s to now, I have been in the entertainment industry for years, doing everything from choreography, modeling, gracing the covers of magazines, and being a #1 radio personality. And then something amazing happened. I was chosen out of hundreds of applicants to stand on the big red carpet and be a TEDx speaker. I couldn't believe it. I remember watching Bill Gates' TEDx talk when I was a young girl living in Fraser Homes projects. Who knew that one day that would be me? Through that process, Wesleyan, the little girl off that half-paved, half-dirt road, met Lady Mahogany for the first time, and they realized they were stronger together than apart. Ready to flex my mind and my muscles, I found yoga. Or better yet, yoga found me, and my true journey began. Yoga opened up doors to my mind, body, and my soul. After 10 years in the radio industry, it was time to leave and take my dreams to the next level. I rediscovered my true love, my first passion of writing, producing, and being the voice. So now your girl is back on a whole new level and platform. Buckle up, sit back, and hold on tight, because I'm about to bring you a whole new flavor. Hey, what's going on, Kenya?
What's up, boo? You all professional. Hey, what's going on? Look at my baby. She got her own show.
I know. I'm super excited about this, and you're my first guest.
And I feel really honored. I feel blessed. This is like...
I'm honored.
This is nice. We're in like, West Elm chilling.
You
and
know, just trying
Lady
to set
Mahogany.
the ambiance or whatnot.
We're flying. Look at all this
little
right
fur
here.
pillows and whatnot.
I ain't mad. You looking good, though, and I'm super proud of you, for real.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I really
super proud of
appreciate
you.
that.
Yeah.
So it was only appropriate for you to be the first guest on the show. I mean, the funniest thing is people did not know how close we were.
Right.
Like, people were like, I didn't know you all talked. And I was like, we were just laughing about it. We were like, really? You know? You definitely are one of the people in the industry, especially in Savannah market, who has been here forever, you know, who has really paved the way for a lot of people, including myself. I have 11 years in, but Kenya, how long have you been doing radio?
Oh my goodness, I've been doing radio for 20 years. I was in the radio game for 20 years. I did 2 years in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 18 years in Savannah, and if you add my Savannah State days, it's actually about like 25 years total.
Exactly, because I always tell people 25 years. Yeah. Because I mean, that's where you started at. You started at Savannah State.
Yeah, I started at Savannah State, so it's 25 years. So I mean, I'm an OG.
And you are an OG.
Yeah, I'm an OG.
Your own right. So please tell everybody how you started out at Savannah State. Like, where did this passion for radio come from?
Well, the passion actually started when I was a kid, because ever since I was a kid, I always knew I was going to do something in entertainment. You know how it goes, because you're the same way too. Right. So growing up, everybody always said, you know what, Kenya, you have an amazing voice. You should be in entertainment. You should be doing something. So when I was a kid, I used to be a child actor. I used to act at the Alliance Theater in Atlanta, Georgia. I used to do television commercials. So I was actually a child actor starting out. Then when I got to Savannah State, everybody was like, you have that voice. You should go to the radio station. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do, but it was always something in the media. Like, I knew it was going to be something in the media, whether it was going to be an anchor man. I didn't know if I was going to be a newscaster. I didn't know what I was going to do, but it ended up radio was my calling. I went to Savannah State, WACJ, that's the campus radio station.
That's right.
I auditioned, and the rest is history. I've been in it ever since.
You've been doing it ever since.
Yeah.
So from Savannah State, then you started working with Cumulus, and one of the amazing things is you started out actually going to school for this and getting a job. So how did you get, like, people like to think that you basically left school and went straight into the business, but they don't understand it's a lot of work that goes in between that. So tell people about that, because you may have young people who are watching right now, or parents of young people who want to be on the radio, and let them know it's not as easy as it looks.
No.
So tell them about your journey a little bit.
Okay, well, it's definitely not easy. When I started, so I got my start at E93 while at Savannah State University. I started off as an intern. So I was working at WACJ. I heard that E93, they were looking for people. So I applied for the job at E93. I remember Vic Thomas, who used to do The Quiet Storm, he first interviewed me because he was the assistant program director. So shouts out to Vic Thomas, because Vic really put me on. And then Joel Carter was the program director at the time. They were like, okay, Kenya, you know, like, you've got the talent, and also too, like, they said that I was respectful, mannerable, and humble to be on the radio, and so that's how I got my start. I started initially washing vehicles because I was an intern at E93.
So you did the Diddy. You actually was the backup dancer. You was going and running and getting the cheesecake and everything else. But look what happened.
I was hustling. I was washing vehicles. I was getting the personalities their lunch and everything like that. And then about like 3 months, I moved up to doing Club 93.1. With that, I started producing the Doug Banks Morning Show, which was a local, it was a syndicated morning show. I produced that locally here for Savannah. Then I moved to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, but I put in my work. You know, like a lot of people, they say, you know, oh yeah, like you said, like, oh, this is something easy. No, it's not easy. It's difficult, and you have to be focused.
You do.
You know, you have to be focused, and you have to be. You have to have a personality too, because there are people that I've seen in radio that they do have the personality when they're on the air, but then when they get off the air, they're totally different. That's not me. Like, what you see is what you get with me. How I am right now in this interview, this is how I am in the streets. You know, I am completely like the same person.
And people are shocked by that. I get a lot of people who see me in there, and people go, "That's Lady Mahogany." Well, no, it's not. No, it's not. And they walk up and they go, "They said you were Lady Mahogany." I'm like, "They are right." And they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. Your voice sounds the same." I know. What is it supposed to sound like?
Because back in the day, you know how it is. Back in the day when I first started, people, they would be like, E93, Savannah's hip hop and R&B leader, and then when they get off the air, they're like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, like they have a different voice.
Like, what?
You know, so like people always recognize me for my voice. Like, I don't care where I go, people recognize my voice before they recognize me. It's wow.
It's a feeling. It really is. It's a feeling. Going through the drive-through and trying to order my French fries, and people are like, "Mahogany, that's you?" I'm like, you can't even see my face, but they hear the voice, and it's almost as if your voice, it triggers a feeling and a memory, and they go, "I know that voice."
It does.
You know?
It does. Let me tell you.
Cool.
Here's a funny story, especially when I was in my, you know, like working out, losing weight type thing, and I'm like, you know, on the radio talking about, I don't eat fast food. Well, one day I got weak. I went to Taco Bell, and I tried to order some food from Taco Bell. And a girl was like, "Is this Kenya Cabine? You know you're not supposed to be eating these 2 double chalupas."
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm like,
see that? God sent you a ram in the bush.
Right.
Did you get it?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good.
Because I had to do right.
I
had to do right. Yeah, I had to do right.
But you know what's so amazing about radio and our community and our listeners? People hold us accountable.
They do.
They hold us accountable. And that's a blessing.
Yeah, and they look up to us. And we are a part of their lives. We're like family to them.
Right.
You know, so that's
especially after as long as you've been in the
as
game.
long as I've been doing it. You know what I mean? And so like when people come up to me and tell me, you know, their business and, you know, I'm getting a divorce and everything, they really, you know, they look at us like we're a part of their lives, like we're a part of their family, and that's an honor. That's a blessing. I never ever took it for granted.
Right, and it's
not at all.
And it's a huge responsibility.
Yes, it
People
is.
don't understand the responsibility that comes with being a personality when you have people who are literally asking you, "What school should my child go to?"
I know. I saw you say that. Yeah,
it's
that's
a huge,
real.
It's a real responsibility. But it's definitely something that you don't take for granted.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about how you started out in radio, the big dog. You've been doing this for over 25 years.
25 years.
Now, tell everybody what was the craziest thing that has ever happened to you dealing in radio. Don't tell them about that time that you told me when you had told me.
I gotta keep it
clean because this is a family show. but the other time.
Yeah, I mean, the craziest time. There's been a lot of crazy times.
Right.
From hosting concerts, you know, like just, you know, seeing what goes on behind the scenes, backstage. And granted, like a lot of people think, you know, backstage is popping. Trust me, backstage ain't popping.
It's not.
It's not the move anymore because you got people that are stressed out backstage. You got artists that are trying to come in and out and they're just trying to do their job.
They haven't gotten their money yet.
Yeah, they haven't got their money. So it's a lot of but backstage back in the day used to be fun.
Oh yeah.
In the 90s when, you know, like it was like, you know, everybody's partying and, you know, hanging out in the groupie action. It's wild, you know. But so I think that's probably like the wildest times were probably like hosting concerts and stuff like this. Wildest times. There's been a lot.
There have been so many.
There's been a lot, but I think just the backstage fun that we used to have at concerts, at the Civic Center, Frozen Paradise days. Yeah, those were like the fun times in radio and on the air. I think like having like
tell me on the air, what was your best interview on the air?
Best interview. LL Cool J. He was awesome. Very down to earth. Right. Very cool. Let's see. Best interview. There was actually an author by the name of Terry Woods. Yeah. She wrote a book called True to the Game. She has a trilogy. Right. The knowledge that she dropped and the information just to like guide people on how to make millions of dollars simply by publishing your own book. Right. That was probably one of my best interviews, you know, because I felt like it was just so informative. Right. And she was dropping gems. Right. And she was dropping gems, so that's probably one of my best interviews. Okay. But celebrities like Trey Songz, he was a real good interview. Okay.
Now you know I didn't have the best.
I know you didn't have a good. Yeah, I know.
With Trey Songz.
And what's interesting is that a lot of people don't know is that, you know, when these artists they come into town, they go to one radio station and they go to the next.
That's right.
And you had a bad experience with them. My experience was actually it was pretty good.
You're a man, that's why. Mine wasn't so good. Y'all, we'll save that for next time.
I know that's
a whole right.
That's some tea. That is some tea.
You only know that. I never told anybody.
Really?
I never told.
You gotta bless them with that story one day, though.
I never told anybody else about that.
Maybe that you should drop that in your book, your tell-all.
Exactly. I'll have to do that behind the scenes, but you know. Anyway, we're going to move right along. Okay. So anyway, tell me, what was one of your worst interviews? I'm talking about somebody might have been late, somebody might have came and tore up the studio. Like, tell me what was the worst interview?
Yeah, I think one of the worst interviews was probably Lil Jon. Okay. Because when Lil Jon came...
What year was this? Was this the year?
Yeah, this one he was popping. This is Snap Your Fingers. Do you have... You can do it all. Like, so he was popping and he was going to be at a club. But the whole time that he was... on that, he wouldn't even talk to me. He had his homies, the Eastside Boys, because it was Lil Jon and the Eastside Boys. So the Eastside Boys were conducting the interview, and I'm like,
"Are you serious?"
I'm like, Lil Jon, I'm trying to have a conversation with you, but the whole time he's in his phone. This is when two-way pages were real big.
Oh yeah, I remember that little scoop, little slip up.
It flipped up and all that. Yeah. So he would not talk to me at all.
Wow.
The whole time, and he was the worst, probably the worst interview that I've ever had in my life. Just very disrespectful, and I felt like, and you know, I've said this before, like if it was someplace else, he would have just showed mad love. But Lil Jon was probably the worst interview, and then let's see. Well, I can tell you the celeb that I really didn't like when I met was Diddy, but that was in the club. He was just kind of arrogant, you know. But this is Diddy.
He's being Diddy.
He's being Diddy. But you know, like I'm you know, like a newbie to the game and everything, and got like VIP to 112 in Atlanta, and we're partying up and everything, and just like all the celebs, like Chris Tucker and Johnny. That was back in the 90s when they were popping, and the Brat walked in, and Total, and Diddy, and everybody's just speaking and stuff, and I was like, "Hey, Diddy, what's up?" And he was like.
He gave you the look up and down.
I hate the look up and down. That is so disrespectful.
It really is.
When somebody first meets you for the first time, and they like, and that's how he did me. And he was like, "Oh, what's up?" And he just walked away, and I was like, "That."
Right, exactly. Like, But you know what? Those are the moments that build character.
Yeah.
Those are the moments where we earn our stripes.
Right. We really do.
We earn our stripes. We got to take that on the chin and keep it moving.
Yeah, and it's humbling too, because it just, lets you know, like, look, I got to work harder so next time he does see me, he'll know what it is.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We like to call it motivation.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
So speaking of motivation, you have been such an amazing and motivational person in my life.
Thank you.
Perfect example is what I just said. I never realized that you're the only person that knows about a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I always knew that I could confide in you. You would always give me the information that would be best for me, whether I liked it or not.
Yeah.
One of the things that I was talking about in one of my clips that I did was about what does your circle look like, And what's crazy is we all hang around, you and I, we hang around the same people.
Yeah, we do.
And our circle is pretty tight. These are amazing people who not only are at the top of their games, but wanting to be better.
Right.
So I definitely appreciate you being that person that I could come to and talk about things, no matter what they were. I appreciate the fact that you would put me in my place a lot of time. Be like, nah, Wes, I can't go with that. And I'll be like, what do you mean? And by the end of it, I'm like, you know what, you're right, Kenya.
But I mean, it's the same way for me too, because a lot of people don't know this, but there were times when I was gonna leave the radio station, and I have a conversation with you, and I'd be like, yo, this person is attacking my character professionally, and they're really trying to, they're really like gunning for me, and you'd be like, no, stay. Don't leave. You leave on your own terms. And if it weren't for you, I'm telling you, I would have left the radio station probably like a couple of years ago. No. But, those people that were there, that were doing that, they're no longer there.
Right.
And that's why you told me to hang in there. And I really appreciate that. Yeah. I really appreciate that. That was those words of wisdom that you gave me. Yeah. You don't even know, like, how you impacted my life. So I love you for that. And thank you.
I always love you.
I really appreciate you.
You know I love you.
Yeah, love you too. I really do. I really do. You're my girl.
I know.
Yeah.
So now, 25 years later, you're retired from radio in Savannah.
Retired from the game.
So kind of tell me, what's next for the big dog? Matter of fact, before you tell me what's next, how did you get your name, the big dog, Kenya Cabine?
The big dog, okay, that's simple.
I mean, it's simple. Like, I can guess why you got the name.
Well, really, Kenya Cabine is my real name. Mm-hmm. A lot of people use aliases. I decided to use Kenya Cabine. That's my real name. So, there's positives and negatives to that. Right. The positives, it's a great sound. It sounds good. People, they recognize you. But then, your business kind of put out there. So when I go to the bank and when people, they're like, oh, this Kenya Cabine, and you got this much money in your bank account?
Right. People do not understand that.
Yeah, it's like, it's crazy.
You're never off.
Yeah.
You're never off.
You're never off.
Even when you're trying. I've been to the doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor's office. So it was not just me.
Yeah, and I've been to the hospital sick and everything. And people are like, well, Kenya, can I take a picture? And I'm like, yo.
And I'm half dead. Yeah. And they literally, and this is what people fail to realize is, how do we handle that? Yeah. 9.5 times out of 10, we go, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. We just go ahead and let them do it.
I just roll with it.
But we feel so... The invasion of privacy is amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
And so that's why I'm always very sympathetic to a lot of the celebs out there. Because a lot of people, they try to go in hard on celebs and like, well, this is the life that they chose, but you got to give them their privacy.
You do.
You got to give people their privacy. I had a situation when I had my mom, and my mom passed this past Mother's Day weekend. Mm-hmm. But, I was at the hospital with her, and a dude was bugging me about getting his song on the radio. While my mom is in the emergency room, and I'm like, yo, homie, bruh, my mom is in the hospital, bro. Right. You can't be serious right now. He was like, okay, but I'm telling you, man, I got that 5, man. I got that 5.
Didn't stop.
I said, bruh, I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to really be cool. I'm not trying to be College Park right now. Bro. Right. But really,
it can go there.
Yeah, it can really go there for real, especially with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just a time and a place, and people have to understand. You have to be respectful, and there's a word called tactfulness. You got to just have some tactfulness and cool about yourself.
Exactly. And like I said, the privacy part, you know, I tell people all the time, when we signed up to be a part of this, you know, we were happy, we were excited, but we didn't know until we got into it the fact that people felt like they could take a piece of you at any point in time. Absolutely. They really feel entitled to your time. And mind you, we're thankful for it. But
there's a time and a place.
Even you have a time and a place, right?
Yeah, there's a time and a place.
So listen, we want to know what's next for the big dog, King Cabine. So we're going to take a quick little commercial break, and then we'll be right back. And I want you to tell everyone what you have coming up next, okay? All right.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned, guys. We got more on the way with the big dog, King Cabine. All right, so we're back with the big dog, King Cabine, and one of the things that people want to know, the biggest question is, after 25 years in the radio industry, what's next for the big dog?
Yeah, I get that question all the time. What's next?
What are you about to do?
What you got going on? Well, you know what? People have to understand that the past maybe 4 years, my last 4 years at the radio station, there was a lot going on. You know, I've talked about it, you know, in my final goodbye, where there were people trying to attack my character professionally. And I was also dealing with taking care of my mother, who had Alzheimer's dementia. So, you know, after she passed, you know, it was just time for a change, you know. So for me, like, what's next for me is really just relaxing, traveling the world, like taking a vacation without having to worry about work.
Are the logs in?
Yeah, are the logs done?
People have no idea the stress of that.
Yes.
Are the logs for radio people are like mother-in-laws that you don't like, and you know they're coming into town for Christmas, Thanksgiving. Like you can't get around it. It's happening.
Yes,
and it's always in your mind.
Yes, and for the people that don't know, these are music logs. So music logs have to be done. This is what people hear, and you know, I would get phone calls while I'd be like in like Cancun, Cabo, like, you know, are the logs done yet? Like, have you finished the logs, or I need you to change this, or I need you to add this song? And it's like, I am living life. So what's next for me right now is relaxation, getting my mind right. I just lost my mom, my heart, you know what I'm saying? And dealing with trying to balance work, trying to balance taking care of her, then coming back and trying to like deal with like trying to just really get my mind right after she passed is a lot. So I'm just chilling and relaxing and enjoying life, you know, trying to get back in that gym so I could get my sexy on like you know what I'm saying?
Try to do a little soft on, you know what I mean? A little soft.
You know, but I mean, no, but
just trying to, like you said, your best life. Offer the word best. And
best and blessed.
And blessed.
Blessed life. You know what I mean? Because I'm so blessed right now that I can do this. So I'm taking a break, but eventually there will be some TV work, some movie work, some behind the scenes, like, you know, production wise and television. I mean, there's so much stuff that I can do, and I'm blessed that I got the time that I can see what I want to do. And and to all the people out there that are in a situation that, you know, they're not happy, you'll know when it's time to leave, but don't be afraid to leave. Never be afraid to leave. You know, or just, you know, or the situation might be great, but you just might want to do something else. Because I will say, like, the people in Savannah at my job, Cumulus Media Savannah, my immediate supervisors had my back. They were great. You know, they were cool, but it was just I wanted to do something different. So that's why it's just time for me to grow as a person. So with that being said, a book eventually.
I love it.
Yes. And you inspired me. I will say you inspired me on that, and Joel Carter did too. Yeah. Because, you know, I know that my story will be able to help somebody. Yeah. You know what I mean? And to touch somebody. You know, we have that we have it's I lost what I was gonna say, but
it's basically we have that je ne sais quoi.
There, I like that je ne sais quoi.
Okay. But we do. Yeah. We have it's a talent. People feel. People say all they do is talk on the radio. You try it.
Yeah.
You try to talk about the same thing 20 times and make it sound different.
Make it sound different.
you do it.
Because you gotta sell it.
It's a talent.
Yeah,
it's a talent. It is. And you are extremely talented. So you going into production, you going into writing a book and doing TV, anything. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. But it's what I'm supposed to do. But I just want to take it to the next level, and that's what I'm gonna do, and it's gonna happen. And
definitely,
you all are gonna be like, wow, it's a blessing and an honor.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Savannah has showed me so much love. You know, I love Savannah.
I know. And like I said, I love the fact that you wore your College Park shirt.
Repping my hometown,
you repping your
hometown.
Yeah. So, I really appreciate you and all of your energy. And I know that Savannah appreciates, supports, and loves you. The outpouring after you left, people stopped me. They're like, what's Kenya doing? Is he all right? They better not be messing with my baby.
Yeah.
Like, Savannah has really been amazing about the transition. Yeah. Because that's really all it is. It's just a transition.
It's a transition into something new and something different, but you can't be afraid. And it's a leap of faith, but I know that I will land on my feet, and I know I'm gonna be good.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be good. I'm truly blessed.
Yeah, definitely.
Just like you, but I mean, I'm good.
Yeah. And one of the things that I tell people all the time is one of my famous quotes: "I'd rather be hungry than held hostage."
No doubt.
I'd rather be, because I tell anybody, you can be hungry. You know how to go and get some food.
Yeah.
You'll make a way to go get some food. Yeah. But if you are hostage, you can't even make a way or figure out a way to go and get food. Yeah. So I'd rather be hungry than held hostage.
Yeah, exactly.
And for you to step out the way that you did, it has been, I think, something that Savannah needed and wanted to see for themselves.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the outpouring of love that you got in your inbox, because I know I did. When I left, people saying I quit my job, or I left that relationship, or I had that conversation that I didn't want to have with a spouse, or I actually called my mother after not speaking to her for so many years after. Like, there were that transition that you made into your next level actually gave people the momentum and the push that they needed to resolve certain things in their lives.
Absolutely. And it was all God's plan. It was supposed to happen that way, in the order that it was supposed to happen. So that's why I just look at everything that's happening right now as a blessing.
Definitely.
It's truly a blessing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it's been amazing talking with you. And of course, we can sit back and we can talk for days on end about
that's
everything. That's what we do. Yeah. But what is something that you want to leave Savannah with? Like, what is it?
Wow. Just to continue to love one another, be respectful, and life is really all in how you treat people and the energy. I'm really big on energy, and that energy that you put out there, if it's positive energy, it's gonna come back. But if it's negative energy, when you're taking jabs at people, on social media or like in their faces and all that kind of stuff, or if you're just doing wrong, if you're doing negative stuff, it's going to come back to you. So just be positive. Just have some positive energy. Like, I will say, like, everything that's happening with me is a reflection of the way I've treated people.
Right.
It's just how I've treated my mom. I took care of my mom.
Yes, you do.
I treat people the way I want to be treated.
Right. And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and I love everybody. I don't care who it is, what they do. I don't care.
Right.
What does that have to do with me?
Right.
Stop worrying about what people are doing behind closed doors.
Please talk about it.
Can we just talk about that? That's a whole nother show,
it's
though. That's a whole nother show. Because, I feel like people are too interested. It's Savannah. People are always nosy, and they want to know what's going on. They want to gossip and everything like that. When you stop doing all that stuff and start focusing on yourself, doors will open up. Trust me. I know this.
I know this to be true.
Yes, I know this to be true. So that's what I want to leave people with.
I love it. I love it. Well, before we head out, I definitely want to thank the venue that is hosting us, West Elm. Yeah. Like you said, we got a nice little feng shui.
They are amazing.
Going with the ambiance. Yeah. But there's something new that's out that maybe you don't even know about.
Okay, put me on. Put me on, sis.
Put you on.
Put me on, sis.
So this is called molecular glass.
Ooh, shout it.
Listen, you should have heard me before the show saying it 20 times. Molecular.
Trying to get it right.
Trying to get it right? This is actually molecular glass. I'll let you hold this so that you can see. And it comes in different shapes and sizes, but molecular glass is basically like the cracked look, and also it has different designs on it. But this is the new black item, basically. that people are coming in, and that's the biggest craze right now, molecular glass. And you can do a lot of different things with this. You can, of course, you can always put flowers in it, or you can put a plant in it, but think about the other things you can do with putting in different types of twigs or wood or anything like that. Or you can even put a big candle in it, because that's always sexy, right?
Yeah, this is nice. Yeah. And you know what? I was afraid to look at the price. These are really nice prices. Like, they're very affordable.
Very affordable. And what I like is that they actually come in different colors and shapes. So like, that's a gold. This is like a silver and gold. Wow. This is actually like I want to say a pink. And you know, that is, the rose color is like one of the biggest things right now. Yeah. But it's nice and sexy. Now, speaking of sexy, I got something for you.
What you got for me?
I got a little something for you there. Little grown folk, little something.
Oh, you know I love some sexy now.
Yeah. What about this kid? Ooh. Yes, honey. Now listen, this throw is one of the items that you see a lot of people that they have in their homes, like just thrown across the sofa or something like this. Right. And what this does is this actually gives you a really nice accent piece to your furniture. So whether you have an all black leather couch, because you know all y'all brothers, when y'all move out y'all mama house, the first thing y'all go get
leather black
furniture. And look, you got guys right now watching the show going, "What's wrong with my black leather couch?"
It is all cracked up.
It's all cracked up, exactly. But listen, you can definitely add a little spice to your living room by actually having a throw across it. It's sexy, it's nice, and on top of that, it's a really good price, and it's soft.
This is nice.
Yes, and in Savannah, we've actually been having some winters.
Yeah.
It's been cold. So this is a nice piece that the ladies, when they come over, they can say, "Oh, he got a little, you know, a little taste by himself." You know, you can play that off, brothers. You know what I mean? So listen, I'm just trying to help y'all out with these little accent pieces, but we gonna put Ben-Hur back over there. Yes, honey. You make sure it don't shed. All right. But this is a really nice piece, you guys. So we're definitely going to go ahead and close out. But Kenya, I just want you to know that you have been an amazing person to me. You are an amazing person.
Thank you.
I am so excited about your next level, you know, that you are moving into. I definitely will be right there to support you in any and every way. You know who your biggest cheerleader is. You know who to call if somebody say something.
Yeah, because you know I always hit you for advice all the time.
Right. Like, you just let me know. You hop, skip, okay? But thank you so much for everything that you've done for me, for Savannah, and thank you so much for being the first guest on the FLAVA show.
I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much. And let me tell you something. I'm not gonna. I know we're running out of time, but baby, you got your own show. Let me tell you something. You are the epiphany of a true black queen. You are amazing. You're super talented. I wish you the best. And this right here, I'm gonna come back. Can I come back?
Yes,
do the
of
show
course you can
next
come
year
back.
Or whatever.
Yes, because we want to know what you've done.
Yeah.
So
no doubt.
you know, at that point, I definitely want you to be able to come back.
Yeah.
We'll do a best of.
Yeah.
And so
I'm
you
super proud of you. But I'm super proud of you. I know you say it's all about the person sitting on the couch, but no, you are. I'm glad that you are still making moves.
Yeah.
You're incredible. You're incredible. I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
And you know, that's all I'm gonna say.
Exactly, because you know we'll start crying. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the very first show of FLAVA with our guest, the big dog, Kenya Cabine. As they say, same time, same place. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Ha, you're far too kind. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Woodsville fam with a West Savannah swag. One last time, I want y'all to soar. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Woodsville fam with a West Savannah swag. One last time, I want y'all to soar. Thank you. Ha, you're far too kind. Can I get a